セガサターンシロ
What's up, everybody?
Welcome to the Christmas celebration.
Happy Shiro Show Friday.
Yeah.
Welcome to.
How's everybody doing? I'm good. I'm feeling a little naked here because I don't have a Santa hat. I was not told. I was not made aware.
He was not given the memo.
We didn't send the hats
I didn't get the memo.
I only made.
I do, however, have a little Sonic stocking hat, so that's somewhat appropriate, and it's a hat, so.
Hey, there you go.
Big on your head.
Yeah, I put it over the headphones.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I love it.
Well,
Don't change it.
That's my
Don't
solution.
change it. Yeah. Does it have like a top? Does it have like a?
No,
top
it doesn't
too?
have like a little.
Oh,
no,
it's just
like
okay. It's like a skater beanie or something like that. That's
yeah,
great.
Yeah, it's a little beanie.
Nice.
It's like one of those.
Yeah. So we put a tree in the back. And we've got our set. Oh, do you see the little? Beautiful. I changed the logo for the show to the 3 ornaments of us up in the top corner.
Oh yeah, that's good. I like that.
So how's everybody doing? I'm gonna shout everybody in the chat. We got Brian Trusty was first. Paul Bort, Pudgy's there. Pat's grandma's with us. Dan is here, of course. Moose Tracks, Neil Moose Track.
Saruko,
Neil,
hi Saruko,
yeah.
Much love.
Saruko, Neil Henderson, Double Dime, Slow Coin is here, Stone Man, Dave Zaney,
thank you guys.
Craig Williamson, Kay is with us here in the chat, A Murder of Crows, Ivar Weinerholm,
Chrono, Danthrax,
Blue Shades.
I am definitely here.
Night of Dragon is with us. It was the cover of the show. Dan Knight is saying you should know that you were supposed to wear a hat.
Yeah, shame.
Yeah, I
that was the memo.
Own a Santa hat.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
The thing.
Well, now you've got homework.
Penance,
you've got homework for next week.
Dave, in penance, we have to do something.
What?
We have to celebrate his birthday by singing Happy Birthday to Dan.
This is true. We do.
No,
everybody.
Okay,
this
is the punishment.
Wait, I haven't shouted every Blue Shades.
Okay, we'll do that afterwards.
Sirocco, the Sega guys are
Prepare
here.
Your body, Dan.
Sasquatch is here. Moose Track, A Murder of Crows, and Conley Chronolay is here. Everybody, go ahead and thumb up the stream if you haven't already. Share it out, and let's sing Happy Birthday to Dan, okay?
So, before we start Moose Tracks, Dan, there's a giant Tony Montana pile of snow.
I do have a giant pile of snow right in front of me here on the table, so thank you for that, Dave.
I'll get the credit cards, and we'll
I don't know if I can get through
way.
all of it by the end of the show, but I sure as hell can try.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So coordinated.
Happy birthday, dear Danthrax. Happy birthday to you. Woohoo!
Thank you guys.
Happy birthday, Dan.
I appreciate it.
Yay.
Yep, thanks. It was a few days ago.
Snort your cocaine, Danthrax.
I brought out some
of my
birthday presents. Yeah. So Pudgy Bunny got me an awesome Bochi the Rock.
Bochi the Paper.
It is Bochi the Rock t-shirt.
Bochi the Paper, my favorite show.
I like it. She's very cute. I've already worn it a bunch. You have? You like it?
Yeah.
That's
really
rad.
Good. I like the part where she gets in a cardboard box and plays in the audience in a cardboard box. That was funny.
She can't take the stress, so they're like, "Here, wear a box. You'll feel like you're all alone in your closet."
That's very nervous.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, so it's like a lot of people. That's the thing that's cool about Bochi the Rock, which is, if you don't know, it's an anime and it's based on like a 4-panel manga, and it really like hits home for people who have social anxiety. That here's a character who also has like almost crippling social anxiety, and here's how she kind of like tries to deal with it. Like she doesn't get over it because you can't really get over anxiety, but like she learns to kind of deal with it. And kind of grow a little bit as the show goes, so it's a nice show.
That's awesome.
Bunny also got me a Pokemon card. It is a very shiny Arcanine EX.
I like it.
It's super cool. I like Arcanine.
Are you a big Arcanine fan?
So,
yeah,
I like Arcanine. I like Growlithe. So
that's awesome.
I think it's one of the newer cards. It's very shiny. It's hard to tell on camera, but it's super shiny. And then my parents got me a couple of video games. They got me Pocky and Rocky Reshrined.
Oh, I got that
Switch.
one. I love that game.
Yep.
Dan, hit me up. We'll
Nice.
play multiplayer.
Oh, can we? Oh, does it have online? I didn't even.
Yeah, it has online
realize.
multiplayer.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, you can carry me because I'm terrible at the game. I was like booting it up. Well, it's like an arcade game. So they intend for you to like get your ass kicked, and then you just restart. and maybe you get a little farther. You like learn how that part of the level goes. So it's like I was trying to do that, and I was getting a little farther each time, but it's like there's only so much of that I can take before I've got to like take a break. So, but it's cool. It's lovely art. I really like it. And then my parents also got me Sonic Origins Plus.
Oh, nice.
On the Xbox. So that's cool. It comes with like a little art book, and it comes with like the DLC, so you can play as Amy in all the games. Her sprite's super cute. They did a great job with that in the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, some fun birthday prizes. Thank you for singing to me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks
It was
so much.
beautiful. Oh, we got a super chat, by the
Thanks
way.
thanks Jank Media. He's playing Knights with the digital pad. How dare him? I'll be honest with you though.
Can we get a ban in the chat?
She said you better come out and stop me.
I mean,
Merry
that's
Christmas,
tenacious. That's tenacious, you know. There's a girl we knew. Pat and I knew this girl, Morgan Patrick, over in the Saturn junkyard back in the day. She was one of the few people I knew who insisted on playing Knights with the D-pad, with the digital pad, and she was really good. Like, she was a high scorer with the digital pad, and it just almost broke my brain. I sat down and tried to do it and like say, well, if she can do it, I should be able to do it, right? No, man, it was like, and she called it the paddle. She called the controller the paddle. And I was like, what does that imply that your parents beat you with it?
Did I get spanked with Nintendo 64?
No, well, because that's what they were called on like the Atari 2600.
Yeah, the paddle.
Controllers are called paddles. That's
right,
like
so it's very old school. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, but she, we had a contest over at the junkyard, and she, I don't know, 450,000 score with a D-pad, and I was just like, wow. That's crazy. So is she single? I don't know.
Yeah, we're not going to comment on that.
I'm not going to comment on that. But yeah, no, it was crazy. I couldn't believe it that she was so good with the D-pad. Yeah. So anyway, let's not. I love it. Kay's like, let's not go there. Yes. I mean, he's a man of wisdom, speaking wise
I'm scrolling
words.
up in the chat. Thank you to everyone in the chat who said happy birthday to me. I really appreciate it.
Happy birthday, Dan. We love you.
Happy birthday, Mr. Daniel. Do you just go by Dan? Daniel?
Yeah, I usually go by Dan, but like actually my family would usually refer to me as Danny. I think because they've known me since I was a baby, so you know they're used to like calling me Danny when I was a little 3-year-old running around.
Were you ever
so
Daniel when you were in trouble?
No, well, my mom almost always calls me Daniel.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Also, my English teacher in 10th and 11th grade would always call me Daniel. They're like the only people, and I guess my grandma sometimes will. They're the only people who ever call me Daniel.
Right.
So if you want to join the exclusive club, like go ahead, call me Daniel. That's fine. I don't care. All of them are my name. Dan is fine.
Frog Bowl
Danny
says
boy,
the best Knights players play Knights with the Sega Arcade Racer. You know, that's something I've never tried. I mean, it's a different kind of analog, of course, but I have never tried playing Knights with the analog racer. That's funny.
I like New challenge. With the I like playing Knights with the arcade stick. That's fun. Mission stick beaches. I didn't know they had beaches with the mission stick, but now I know. Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. The arcade racer is only good for a couple games, as far as I'm concerned. I want to know, James, Sega Guys is here. How do you feel about the arcade racer with Sega Rally? Just curious, because I just prefer playing with the D-pad, to be honest with you. Craig, thanks for the £5. Hope Santa brings me some Mr. Bones this year.
Yeah, hopefully he'll give you all the bones and keep that away from me.
Yeah, he'll keep it away.
At least a nice 12,000 feet away from my ass. Yeah, that'd be great.
You're gonna be buried with that game. Your bones are gonna be buried with that bones.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Anybody sends that to me, I'm gonna break it on stream. That's not a joke. So if you send it to me, I'm breaking it on the stream. So
please don't. No.
That's good. I mean, don't send me Mr. Bones, and I won't break it on the stream.
Well, I'm definitely not gonna send you a copy.
Me.
Oh my God, Mr. Kay's like challenge accepted.
Kay's gonna lose a lot of copy of Mr. Bones that way.
I know Pat is not bluffing, because he even threw a copy of Gun Griffin in the trash once.
Gun Griffin 2, actually.
Gun Griffin 2. He threw a copy of Gun Griffin 2 in the trash. So he does crazy stuff like that. You don't bluff.
even though I totally didn't do that.
I'll remember that if we ever play poker.
Yeah, don't play poker with me. You're gonna win.
Oh, Sega Steve is here.
You can't bluff.
Sega Steve is here. Dude, my heart goes out to you, Steve, for the break-in. You're dealing with that, man. That sucks.
That sucks. I'm sorry you have to deal with that.
Yeah,
Steve.
he's got to like inventory now and figure out what's missing, dude. But I'm glad that he's here at least so we can say hi, and I hope he's able to turn his holiday around. Wait, Steve, he just chatted in the general that he couldn't make the show. Chat. Anyway, what else is up with you guys? What's new?
I actually got a package from somebody from the UK, actually.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
It's this guy called Lasagna Direct Dial. No, I'm just joking. It's a Pizza Hotline, the famous, I guess he's a vaporwave artist, a DJ. I'm not sure what his hell is. If Pizza Hotline's in here, let me know. I don't want to get your title wrong. But he sent me a couple things, a little package right here. I'll open up right now.
Nice.
I was waiting on stream to do it, so let's open it up. And oh, holy crap, Dave! Look what he sent.
What do you got?
I got tapes.
You got tapes. What tapes?
I
see a PlayStation controller there on the
this
cover.
This is his album Level Select by Pizza Hotline.
Oh, nice.
Great album, by the way. Go listen to that on Spotify.
Nice. Right
now, like, pause this. Just joking. Don't stop the stream. And I have to send this out to him. This is a Pizza Hotline mixtape swap, 2023. So I need to send him some hot tapes.
Yeah, I've
been so busy, but I'm gonna do it like right after the stream.
Send him
some of that little.
Send him some of that good vaporwave that you gave me, and some Steely Dan, some Steely Wave.
He sent me
Vapor Dan.
He sent me a thing, but I don't want to look at the track title until I listen to it, so I'll read the first note. Yo, awesome to swap tapes with you, dude. I'm a big fan of Shiro show. I listen to it most evenings. Here's a selection of stuff that I've been enjoying this year. There's a lot of 90s, 2000s video game soundtracks as well as some modern stuff that hits a similar feeling. I've added a couple unreleased tracks to my upcoming album. I haven't shared these on anyone online, so keep them on the tape if you can. Ooh, awesome! Exclusive. I am hyped. I want to make the tape look a bit more jazzy and cool, but life got in the way. Apologies. I look forward to looking at yours, Harvey/Pizza Hotline, and he sent me a track list, but I want to be surprised with it. So I'm gonna slam this tape in, and I'm gonna be listening to that over the holiday season, and I will appreciate it. I honestly like the thing I like about tapes is that it's a surprise. You don't know what you get in some of the tapes that you listen to. So
yeah, absolutely.
I like that aspect of surprises. You know. But I will listen to that. Thank you again, Pizza Hotline. You were amazing. I got your track hooking up. I got you a spicy meatball of tracks that you're going to be enjoying. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that I get that done either tomorrow morning or the day after that's getting done. So thank you again, Pizza Hotline. Much love.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. Super cool of them.
Anything else you guys doing this week? Dan,
I've just been practicing a ton of trumpet because I'm performing for Christmas.
Right. You're playing
Christmas
now.
Eve and Christmas Day. So
nice.
Yeah, I've been practicing. I've been alternating between practicing an hour a day and half an hour a day because I was reading online that if you practice like a ton every day, it doesn't let your lip muscles kind of regenerate. So I kind of like alternate. It's like when you lift weights, you know, you like take like a rest day or whatever, but like you don't have to totally rest with trumpet playing like completely. It's actually not good. But you can like take lighter days in between the heavier days. So I've been trying to do that. It takes up, you know, a bit of time that I would have otherwise spent probably just watching TV. So it's probably better for me in general. So it's fun playing trumpet.
So when are we getting that trumpet solo on air, Dan?
That's right. Now you got to play trumpet on Shiro show now.
I'll go on Discord. I'll do a live performance for everyone. Do a few Christmas songs. How's that?
I have a request. You got to put the Burning Rangers soundtrack on and you got to play along with that. We'll get Shadow Mask. We'll get Shadow Mask to do the guitar part.
I'm not good at hearing stuff by ear and just like come up with the notes. I can kind of do it. I think I'd feel better if I actually had the music in front of me. I actually had the notes.
Sure.
But yeah, if I did,
some sheet music.
I have some Saturn. I have a Saturn update. I've actually been playing the Saturn. I keep telling people that they must play this thing, and I've actually been playing it myself lately. Yeah, funny story is Jesse. He's really been getting into what he's been playing the most on his little Genesis Mini is Road Rash 2. You know, so he's got moved up several levels and qualified on all the tracks, and he's like whipping and chaining people to death and enjoying himself on that. And I was like, you think that's good? let me show you something. So I fired up Road Rash on the Saturn, and he was blown away. He was like, wow, this is, can I try? So we've been sitting down together playing Road Rash on the Saturn, and I played the 3DO version extensively, have played the Saturn version before in stints, but never like, I'm going to sit down and play this and complete it, like,
all the way through
on the Saturn. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. And it's just such a good game. I mean, the soundtrack is of course amazing, as if folks know, it's amazing. 1994, grunge music, and just a lot of good like vibes. It's got the artwork is cool. You got the restroom where you take a piss and you save your game, and you schmooze with people at the bar. And no, I mean, like it, it's got that whole vibe where you got the chopper place that you go to buy your bikes and upgrade, and you have the bar where you talk to people and figure out ways to improve your game.
It almost sounds like it was inspired by Wing Commander, how you can like in between missions you can move to different spots on the ship and talk to people and change your ship loadout in the hangar before you launch.
Isn't that EA as well? Isn't that Electronic Arts?
EA eventually bought Origin Systems and Wing Commander. So,
sports.
So I think you're absolutely right, Dan. I think that they were absolutely riffing on Wing Commander. They were like, because you already had the basic systems of Road Rash, but then they were like, how do we make this like more involved and stuff? How do we give this thing like a vibe and allow people to like add a story mode to it? And they definitely did that, like the Wing Commander type thing before, like missions basically. But instead of missions, it's races. But yeah, so definitely a lot of fun. Highly recommend it to folks. I've been playing on the satiator, and every once in a while, I don't know if it's my SD card, but every once in a while, the music may like stop playing or get glitchy or something like that, and then it's fine. But so I think that's definitely an ODE thing, and maybe I just need to like format my SD card and dump everything back to it or whatever. But either way, yeah, it's lots of fun, and Jesse loves it. The violence and everything.
I mean,
Captain Hawden says you're a good father, Dave.
I'm a good father for exposing my kid to street bike racing, and yeah, like all the some of the cutscenes are definitely not appropriate, but he's like,
you're definitely making your kid a badass, that's for sure.
That's right. Anyway, yeah, that's so not a very Christmassy game, but definitely like I'm gonna remember this. This is the Christmas I played Road Rash with my kid, and it was a lot of fun. So I highly recommend folks, if you haven't played Road Rash on one of the platforms, 3DO, PlayStation, or Saturn, don't
play
try
on 3DO, but play on everything else.
You know what's really funny? So I will say the before we get into the news is the funny thing that seems like a huge missed opportunity, and we did a podcast on this early days of Shiro, and Kay was talking about it, was that there's that on the Sega CD version. The Sega CD version, you actually get the real music from the bands during the race. Yeah, not like so all the grunge music and licensed music keeps playing during the actual races. Although the graphics are more like the Genesis version of the graphics, whereas
which makes sense.
In the 3DO, Saturn, and PlayStation versions, you get better graphics during the races, but you get the tinny little motorcycle engine sounds and like these basically like chiptune music. It's so weird. Like, why would they do that? I don't know. You need, so yeah, Brian Trusty says, yeah, the Sega CD version is king. Anyway,
he is right. Also, M25 was asking about the weather stuff over here. It actually has been raining pretty hard in Arizona, so.
Yeah, it just rained. It just stormed last night. We had lightning. The backyard kind of got flooded a little bit, but we're doing okay here.
It snowed here in Ohio a couple days ago. Just enough to like kind of coat everything. It wasn't like real deep. We didn't have to like shovel out or anything. And now as of today, it is all melted and everything's muddy outside because it got into the 40s today. So
yeah,
so it's looking like it's going to be a rainy Christmas next week.
Any
like
UFOs?
I don't know. UFOs? No,
yeah, there's one.
Okay, so Bunny just came through with a Santa.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wait, where did that come from? Where did it see?
From Walgreens.
She literally just ran and got that for you?
Wow. Yeah, well, she ran out to go get something else. But
talk about clutch.
Oh, Magic Hand. Thank you, Magic Hand.
Magic Hands fixing me.
That's awesome.
Magic Hands, yes.
Thank you, buddy. See, you got little lights on it.
Dan is the only Shiro Show host with his own producer. Like Pat and I just have to like do it ourselves. Dan's got his own producer.
God bless Pudgy, Martin Evans says.
Oh my God, look at that! You've even got the lights. Cameo. Oh, but I gotta. Hold on a second.
There actually is one thing I have to say about the aliens. Or sorry, Martin asks UFOs, and all I have to say is, "Hey, Mom, there's something in the back room. I hope it's not the creatures from above."
Yeah. You might want to tilt the cam up because look, it's black. You actually get cut off right there. So, but anyway.
Oh, my hat.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, just sit. Yeah, just hunch.
Just hunch.
That's
I'll
good.
Just go like this.
There you go.
There we go.
There's that.
He's the king of the castle. Is his hat
okay? But
glowing?
Now my producer is helping me out again.
Yeah, his hat totally has lights on it.
He's got pimped out hats.
I know, right?
I ain't got no lights in my hat.
Right? Okay.
All I got is this.
That's great. Thanks, Dan.
Okay. Thanks, Bunny.
Thanks, Bunny.
Bunny fixed it. I just sat here.
All right. Let's get some news up. All right. Let's see here.
Get some news.
We're gonna get some news.
Get some nudes.
Okay. Nudes.
Yeah, this is.
How about that?
We just need to put censor bars around it. That's what they're doing on Twitch now.
Oh, is it? Oh, the implied nudity thing you're talking about.
Yeah,
everybody's getting banned, right?
Like censor bars, yeah. We'll just get censor bars across our areas, and then we'll do nudie show, nudo.
So what do we got?
Yeah, I mean, we're
here?
not on Twitch, so we can get like YouTube has any rules.
We talked about. Did we talk? We talked about Death Crimson 2 last time, right? We talked about the editor's corner
podcast.
We talked about that.
Editor's corner. Yeah, no.
Oh, we didn't talk about it.
That's our first thing today.
Okay. So, yeah, or I thought we did. I thought we talked about this before. But anyway, Editor's Corner podcast with
I think
Mel.
it was mentioned.
So, Sega Lord X and James, the Segaholic, we chatted about a lot of things. We chatted about like gatekeeping. We chatted about the community. We chatted about
I love gatekeeping.
Sega's arcade legacy. And how we think it's very important for young generations to, being the old guys. I think it means a lot to us that arcade gameplay doesn't go away. That doesn't just become a thing of the past. Some kid or some younger Zoomer on Twitter made a comment about the Dreamcast. How I gave it a shot and it sucked. Basically, like played a bunch of Dreamcast games and this system sucks and I don't understand what the big deal is, right? And a bunch of people, were just like up in arms about it. Mostly people in our generation, right? And
right.
And I was talking to Brian from the Junkyard actually, and he was like, I don't even understand that comment because when you look at like mobile games, how they're really designed around quick pick up and play experiences and stuff, like the Dreamcast is a lot of that, OG, but like like Crazy Taxi. You just hurry up and make some crazy money, and you can have a lot of fun in a short amount of time. Same way you can with a lot of mobile games, except they're not like pay to play, or loot boxes everywhere. But yeah, so like I don't understand younger generations like trying the Dreamcast out and thinking it sucks. Like that just to me it just seems like such a perfect console. And then Mel was like, well, that's just because you're a different breed, I guess. You're just programmed to love that kind of gameplay. But
yeah, I mean, it takes all kinds. Like maybe that person on Reddit or whatever who said he didn't like any of these Dreamcast games, maybe they also don't like mobile gaming. Maybe they're all about
they're Fortnite gamers. They need to get was it Chug Jugs and then get a Victory Royale.
Right.
Maybe they love them some over-the-shoulder 20-hour action, story-driven gameplay on their Sony console of choice. But
I mean, mind you,
I don't want Jet Set Radio.
I'm not trying to offend anybody by like conflating Dreamcast games with mobile games. I'm just saying, like, I would think that I feel like Dreamcast is kind of like almost objectively good, but I guess not. Everything is ultimately subjective, but I just feel like that the console is just so damn good. My kid loves it, and I don't know, maybe it skipped a generation. Maybe like Zoomers don't like it, but my son's generation is going to love it. So who knows?
Yeah, I just was not a fan of the mobile games. I'm not even like, I don't know, there's so much gotcha and like you have to like wait like days to play. It's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Your the podcast had a lot of good nostalgia and a lot of good discussion between you three guys. It is a long one. It's about 2.5 hours. It took me a couple of different sessions to listen to all of it, but it was good. It was a fun podcast.
Yeah,
everybody should check it out.
Editor's Corner started as a 1-hour podcast with me and Peter. It was just me and Peter doing it, but even then, I felt like oftentimes we would get to the end of the hour and I'd be like, we haven't even said everything we want to say, So typically it goes about 2 hours at least.
Well, it's easier to go longer when you have like 3 people all trying to, give their stories and that sort of thing.
And again, there's no script, so it's all just free association. Like somebody says something and that kicks a new conversation off, and we end up stopping when we feel like we've gone on for too long. But it was a lot of fun, and not the last, to say the least.
Do you want to talk about Segaholics in here as well? He was on the podcast.
Definitely. So Sega, this would be the first time that Segaholic would be able to get on a cast with Mel, and because I'm trying to connect the two, and hopefully they'll be able to do some collaborations with Mel and the Sega guys as well. So it was too bad Dan couldn't make it, but it was fun at least being able to have James on.
Sega guys, Dan.
Sega guys, Dan.
I mean, Dan. I mean, we wouldn't be
the Mega Driver. That's the thing, is there's so many of the same names around here.
But Segaholic, what did you think about the show?
Feel free to
talk. Yeah, you can talk about it. What's up?
He's here.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Hi.
How we doing?
You're good. It's what, 12 o'clock here? No, 11:30 over there.
Yeah, just coming up for 11:30 over here. Yeah, I was quite kind of intrigued about the kind of the mobile chat as well, because that's what I was kind of saying in the comments, and I accidentally pressed enter when I put my comment in. But I remember back whenever like the App Store was quite kind of new, and like iPhone 3GS was out, and the first iPad came out, and like mobile gaming did try and go down a premium route. Like I remember buying games like BioShock, XCOM, Space Hulk, Jet Set Radio, Soul Calibur.
Space Hulk, I like that.
Yeah, they were all premium games. Like and BioShock on the iPad, I think it was iPad 4 it ran really well on, because the 3rd gen iPad had the Retina display, but it didn't have the processor to handle it. So then they refreshed it 6 months later and brought out the iPad 4th gen with better internals. But BioShock for an iOS game on mobile for 15 quid looked great, and like a lot of these games were lost whenever like iOS moved over to 64-bit, and if developers didn't change their apps, then they were lost. So I've lost a lot of those apps. But the point being that I used to be on Touch Arcade forums quite kind of frequently, and when these games were coming out and they were like £15-20 a go, the cry was always, I'll wait for the sale. So the whole freemium, free to download IAP kind of model that we have in mobile gaming, like someone in the comments said, mobile gaming is just wait for the bar to fill back up, and that's so right. But that whole model came about because people see mobile and they think it should be free, or they think it should be cheap. And people balked at being asked to pay 15-20 quid for a mobile game. And as I say, that's whenever mobile gaming had its chance to really set its stall out, and developers tried. They really did try, and people just didn't catch on. People wanted, like I remember, like EA bought Firemint, and Firemint did a brilliant game called Real Racing and Real Racing 2.
Right.
And then Firemint were bought over by EA and became the Fire Monkeys, and they brought out Real Racing 3, and it was free.
Yeah, I remember
download.
Fire Monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah, and Real Racing 3 looked gorgeous at the time on the iPad and iPhone. But it was one of these games where you could only get so far before you hit a wall, or you had to wait 4 hours for more fuel to race again, and you had to earn gold coins. And it was like, oh man, like the first 2 games were premium. What you paid, you got the full game. So, I mean, what you're saying about the Dreamcast is, I mean, that's just Sega in a nutshell, those kind of quick hit arcade experiences. But if these new games that they're talking about with these revivals, and I know there's a lot of kind of chat in the community because they've announced so many at once that there's maybe this view that they are going to be like a deluge of mobile releases, not console and PC releases. Now, I hope that's not the case, but if you're having to wait for a timer to fill up, or, you have to, I don't know, pay to get extra tags on Jet Set Radio or stuff like that, if that would kind of interrupt what would be the kind of core essence of those games, the kind of irony that they're kind of moving possibly onto mobile for that kind of quick hit, but you're then bringing the model from the modern day mobile games where you have to wait to do things or pay extra or buy gold packs, or you see it all the time, even Fortnite and stuff, you buy skins and they're like 70 quid for packs of God knows what and all this. So I hope they don't go down that route, but I can see.
I think haven't there been rumors that the new Jet Set Radio is going to be like a free-to-play game, so it probably will go kind of that Fortnite
open world
route. Yeah, open world, free-to-play, so you'll have like battle passes or something to unlock skins, or you'll be able to just buy skins, it'll just be released or whatever. And it's like, I mean, hey, it's a method of putting out games now, and if it, you'll still be able to play a new Jet Set Radio game for free, essentially, if you don't care about any of the different skins or whatever. So I guess there's pros and cons. If you want to play
a Jet Set video game that doesn't have that, get Bomb Rush
by
Cyberpunk.
Dreamcast. Right. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Yeah, true. We'll see. I mean, I think it looks flashy. It looks cool, but we really have to wait and see. I think everybody, like we said last week or whatever, remaining positive and optimistic, but kind of tentative, I guess, about it, because we just don't know. You got several titles coming out, so one is at least destined to be good, right? I mean, Shinobi looks amazing. Yep. That's the one I'm most excited for, to be completely honest. But I'm really hoping that they get it right. It really just all comes down to who they have making the game, which we don't have all that information, but yeah, Shinobi looks great. Anyway, it was an awesome podcast. Had fun talking to you, James, and of course Mel, and definitely looking forward to the next time.
Yeah, I did want to shout out a podcast I was on recently too, with the Dreamcast Junkyard brought me for their Christmas cast, and I just went on and talked about some of my Christmas memories, and also the Sega guys had both of us or at least me and Dave on the show, right?
That's right. Yeah. Well, they had a bunch of their listeners, on the show. It was it was amazing. I had fun listening to that cast that you did, Pat, talking about your grandma playing. What was the game that she played with you? Was
House of the Dead 2?
House of the Dead 2, right?
Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, cool grandma playing House of the Dead 2 with you. And Power Stone. You had her playing Power Stone too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Been a little bit.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I think it was those three. Did you you did a cast too, right, with somebody else?
Right. Okay, so I'll plug that. I didn't make a news article or anything, but so Shift Happens, which I guess is kind of like a conspiracy theories and paranormal stuff. They do an existing podcast that I guess does quite well for itself. They just started a brand new cast where they're able to talk about video games and film and stuff like that. So it's like brand new. They've had Joe Redifier from GameSack on previously, and then they asked me to come on and do a cast with them, and I had no idea that it was going to be live. so I found out like 5 minutes before we started recording. They're like, "Oh, by the way, this is live." I was like, "Really? Do you want me to like help share it out or something?" So yeah, I shared it out, but then they re-uploaded the VOD. It was a lot of fun. GG, I guess he just goes by GG. What is it? I forget what the acronym was.
GG Dreamcast?
I don't think it was GG Dreamcast. No.
Okay.
Other guy. I forget what his other handle was, but basically Shift Happens. He contacts me through the @Shift Happens on Twitter. He's a huge Sega Saturn fan, and I think he's from Oceanside, which is just up like an hour drive from me in California. So yeah, it was fun. It was just fun talking Sega Saturn with him. We at the very end, he left it on a cliffhanger. He's like, what do you think about the fact that Peter Moore was the CEO, or Peter Moore is president of Sega of America during the Dreamcast, and there's the whole, Windows CE embedded, and then, Dreamcast goes away and he ends up going to Microsoft with the Xbox.
Well, what's he fit in that conspiracy theory stuff?
Yeah, like definitely spinning the conspiracy theory. I was like, I don't know. What do you think of that? I'm not going on record. I'm not going to go on record and register any opinions.
Peter
reminds me.
Peter spoke to us on our show.
Did he?
I asked him about that, and he says that he went on an interview. I think it was with The Guardian years ago. Yeah, and he said that he had to make the call, and what he meant was the call to tell everybody, Sega staff on West and East, plus the media, that Sega were getting out of hardware, and people took that to mean, the call, as in he made the decision, and he's been hard as being the guy who killed the Dreamcast. But it's
he was just the messenger.
I mean,
this is basically just the messenger.
Yeah. It's kind of like Stanley Kubrick dying 6 days after Eyes Wide Shut, right? Like this conspiracy has been swirling for a long time. This is not a new conspiracy. When you look at the Dreamcast, you look at the Xbox, there's a lot of similar DNA. Of course, you did have Windows CE embedded. Sega and Dreamcast are the reason why. Whoa, this is getting deep. Well, I was just on Brian. We were just talking about conspiracy theories, right? That's one of the biggest ones of them all. But needless to say, Dreamcast and Sega are part of the reason why Microsoft was able to get into the gaming industry. They did get their feet at least in the console. At least with the consoles, and be able to make the direct Xbox. They had that. They had a bit of that like console marketing experience with the Sega Dreamcast. So people have been talking about this forever, but I don't think anyone can prove anything. It's just more of a coincidence than anything. They'll point to, what?
Sorry, no, but again, whenever we spoke to Peter, what he asked again as part of that conversation, and I did say about how did it get from Dreamcast leaving to Xbox getting so many Sega games, and what Peter said is that Robbie Back actually reached out to Peter Moore and said, how can we help? Right. Now, he acknowledges that, they wanted that content, they wanted that IP, they were desperate for that IP, but he said to us anyway that it was Microsoft via Robbie Back, who was friends with Peter Moore, that reached out and said, look, yous are on your knees, basically. You're getting out of hardware a little bit, how can we help you? And the help was to obviously give them a deluge of games, except Sony decided to get Virtua Fighter 4 before anybody else. But there was a ton of great Sega games that went on Xbox, and it, apparently, from what Peter said to us, is that it was because Robbie Back reached out and approached Peter Moore.
I mean,
it is funny how there's so many exclusive stuff that went on the different consoles. Like the Xbox got the Jet Set radios and all that stuff.
Right.
Shenmue 2, GameCube got Sonic Adventure DX and Adventure 2 Battle.
PlayStation 2 got all the Sega Ages stuff. They got like all the Sega Ages
and they
collections.
got Shinobi and Nightshade on the PS2.
Right. Exactly.
And Virtua Fighter 4, like James said.
So they tried to support.
I actually was like looking into this, and I don't have it in front of me, but I like one day I just like put together an Excel spreadsheet of every game that came out from Sega, at least in the West, on the PS2, the GameCube, and the Xbox, and then was like highlighting, okay, which ones were the exclusives. And by the end of the generation, the PS2 actually did have the most games released from Sega and the most exclusives released from Sega. So like everybody, it's like a little bit of a, I don't know if I wouldn't say a misnomer, but it's kind of like it's a little incorrect when people think, oh well, the Xbox was Sega's favorite console, and all of the games went to the Xbox. It's like, that's not true. They actually did spread the love around to the three consoles, and they ended up, by the end of it, putting more on the PS2 than the Xbox, and certainly more on both of those than the poor little GameCube.
I mean, even GameCube had PSO, though, right? GameCube and Xbox had PSO, and PlayStation 2 didn't. It's so...
It's very weird.
There was a prominent podcast several years ago called Back in My Play. I don't think he's live anymore, but he was one of those that was like really spreading the rumor of, oh, it was a conspiracy, it was an inside job, Windows CE embedded, and you look at the Dreamcast controller, the color of the buttons. It's like, I'm like, come on, man, there are some similarities, but I think they're mostly coincidental. The fact is, Microsoft had money like Sony. Microsoft had money to spend and make a console successful. And I mean, they've been pushing it uphill ever since. I mean, even still, Xbox in certain territories doesn't get the kind of respect that, like PlayStation and Nintendo do, right? Most territories.
It still only really does well in North America and the UK.
But again, it's Microsoft, so they can continue to stay at it, because they do have quite a bit of cash, whereas Sega just was not in that position. And I was just talking to Knight today about like the sales figures for the Dreamcast globally did worse than the Saturn, believe it or not. But you get a Dreamcast ornament for your tree from Hallmark, and you're never going to get a Saturn ornament for your tree. It's so maybe in Japan they might.
The Dreamcast did worse than the Master System as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're not seeing any Master System ornaments.
Exactly. So it's just what was it? It was the Onkyo earbuds that they put out, where they put out they put a Mega Drive and a Dreamcast. Those are the only two consoles that Sega made, folks. Mega Drive and Dreamcast. There were no other. Have you guys ever heard of another Sega console? I sure
Definitely
haven't.
not. No.
So
those are the only two.
The Pikachu edition.
Yes, but that was just a Genesis for kids, for babies.
Fair. Yeah.
So.
But I mean,
still
like,
just a Genesis.
I just, maybe Onkyo is a Japanese company, though. Like, Knight pointed that out. He's like, this is a Japanese product for Japanese consumers. Why no Saturn when that was like the most successful Sega console over there? I don't get it. I guess they just know they're selling to like a worldwide. Maybe they know that it's going to get imported a lot. They're mostly selling to like a worldwide audience. I don't know.
I mean, they still did that. I don't think House of the Dead 5. Was it 4 got a console port at all?
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. They still have various games that never got ported to. I mean, they still have like that new Daytona 2 that still hasn't been ported to anything.
Oh, the Daytona Championship or whatever that came out in arcades a few years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's just like a remake of the original Daytona, but with new graphics. Because they didn't really like make any new tracks or new cars or anything. It's just kind of they remade the original 3 tracks, which is still cool, and it's awesome to see like new Daytona cabinets so you can sit down and play in like a Dave & Buster's or a Main Event or whatever. But yeah, I don't even really want to call it Daytona 2 just because of that. It's more like a Daytona modern remake.
HD remaster.
Yeah, kind of. Well, they totally remade it. I think Sega's Chinese studio did that one, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, they totally rebuilt it. So
I have a question for James, the Segaholic, or Kay, actually, a Murder of Crows. Either of them. Have either of you guys played Assault Rigs? Because I sure haven't. Not anytime recently.
Nope.
It's in my collection, but I don't think I ever played it.
That's an answer I would have expected. Knight, have you played it? I mean, Peter wrote this up as part of Best of Saturn, and I swear I've fired this up on an ODE before, but is not a game I've spent any significant time with, which is embarrassing, because I feel like I've played every Saturn game, but here's one I really haven't. Kind of looks like Battle Sport, almost. But
worse.
I'll read what Peter had to say about it. It's a Psygnosis game. That's UK publisher, UK developer publisher. Psygnosis releases continue with Assault Rigs, hitting the Saturn in late '97. This time only in Japan. Okay, well that explains why some folks may not have played it. Again, performing markedly worse compared to the PS1 original. The game features a tank moving about 3D environments, collecting gems and blowing up enemies. The game starts out with a very respectable frame rate, but then things slow down as the action intensifies. Fun game, but another example of trying to fit a square peg into a round hole in the great Psygnosis migration to Saturn. So Peter probably has things to say more than that, but he's not on the show with us. Anybody else in the comments play this game and have anything to add? Anything at all? Of course, Assault Rigs is pretty good.
SNK Boy. Oh yeah, go ahead, read it. Read it. SNK Boy's comment.
Assault Rigs is pretty good. No idea why it didn't get a Western release. Late '97, maybe. I don't know. The fact that it was a poor port. I don't know. There are things I could speculate of why it didn't get a late release, because everything was really starting to look bad in '97, and they were pretty much limiting releases to what they think would sell, like would be a guaranteed sell. So maybe that's why.
AM25 said it has some pretty bad polygon dropout once you start shooting.
Really? That's almost unforgivable for the time that it was released.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, and at Psygnosis, they would have been developing probably like on their own stuff, right? Like the PsyQ. They tend to use like the SNASM and PsyQ systems. And interesting. Well, anyway, yeah. So we were all before the show. We're like, wow, we're all at a loss for words. Like, none of us have really like.
If you like ass rigs, you should probably play that one.
Ass rigs. Yeah, that's the abbreviated title, Ass Rigs.
Yeah, Ass Rigs. Listen, if you want to play, this is the most mediocre Saturn this day. Mediocre Saturn.
Interesting.
And said the level starts disappearing around where you shot. It's really bad. It sounds like it.
Yeah, so definitely not optimized for Saturn.
Maybe not exactly the best of Saturn. It
sounds
is
like
a game for Saturn.
It was probably the best of PlayStation, right? Not so much Saturn.
Yeah.
We did a show last week, and this is posting about it. I don't really think there's much. We talked about the Treasure Cast, Death Crimson 2.
I posted it late. I was supposed to go up in the Monday, but I've been so busy and I haven't been at the house, so I put up the thing last night.
It's okay.
It's hard when it's the holidays.
This next one is big news. Dan wrote it up, so you go for it. Sakura Wars 2.
So the team of fans working on a translation patch for Sakura Wars 2 gave an update on their progress over the weekend. The project's editor, Bowl of Lentils, posted to social media Sunday a video showing off what the team accomplished over the last year, which I downloaded and embedded into our story here. I don't know if you want to play it or not, Dave, but
it is.
Okay, cool. So I'll just kind of go on and say Bowl of Lentils went on to say that over the last year, translators Mato B, Crouching Mouse, and Natsume38 have translated the game's battle scripts as well as its post-game Long Day in the Theater mode. They translated the adventure portions of the game in 2022. They've been working on this game for a couple years now, more than 2 years. This translation patch. This is a massive task as the battle scripts are divided up into over 400 small files, Bowl of Lentils said on X, formerly Twitter. Other principal members of the team include project lead Noah Steam, programmer Trekkies Unite 118, and graphic artist Joku. Bowl of Lentils also posted some screenshots showing the English translation patched into the game. And so I downloaded those and put them on our website as well, so you can see them in the story. And just in case Twitter ever dies, we'll still be able to see the screenshots and the video for this. So
good point.
They're still unsure when they'll be finished with a publicly playable patch. There isn't a playable patch yet, in case you're wondering. But Bowl of Lentils did give kind of a rundown of what's left to do. Basically, they've got to edit a lot of in-game menus and graphics that are still in Japanese. They also have a lot of bugs and technical issues that they have to figure out and fix. Because things can get a little messy when you start mucking around in a game. It's not always just easy. It's just kind of swapping something out. Like sometimes swapping something out makes unintended consequences happen, or you have to extend the length of something to accommodate an English script, and that results in other things breaking that you didn't think would break. So you have to figure out how to fix it. So they're working on that. If you want to play
something in the meantime, waiting for it, you can always download the Wolverine leak from Insomniac Games and play that.
Yeah, really.
That sounds like a good idea.
So Bowl of Lentils also said, we're also in the process of implementing single-byte text encoding, which has remedied some of the script size issues that we've been running into. So that's pretty fancy, pretty cool solution to fitting more data into the game to get their translated script in there. So they did just a little background. They announced the Sakura Wars 2 translation project live on this show, on the Shiro show. Early this year in January, and that coincided with a translated patch for a Sakura Wars 2 demo disc that was entered into the Sega Extreme 28th Anniversary Sega Saturn Game Competition. And you can download that patch for that demo disc at Sega Extreme in the resources section. I also linked to the patch on its resources page in my story on our website, SegaSaturnShiro.com. So most of the team that's working on Sakura Wars 2 also worked on the English fan translation patch for the first Sakura Wars game, Sakura Taisen, which first released in 2019 and got an update in July 2021. Also, I didn't mention this in the story, but they might be working on a little bit of an update to that again to kind of match some of the terminology and stuff that they've decided on for Sakura Wars 2, so like the two patches kind of mesh. So I don't know if they're definitely doing that, but it might be something to keep an eye on. I don't think they're going to make wholesale changes to the first game's translation patch, but it'll just be kind of consistency things.
Right.
But you never know; they might have some cool surprises in store. And then I just have one last little paragraph at the end of the story about Sakura Wars 2. Being an adventure tactical strategy hybrid game that Sega published exclusively in Japan on the Saturn in April 1998. It later was ported to the Dreamcast in 2000, to the PC in 2001, and the Sony PSP in 2006, which was like a combination of Sakura Wars 1 and 2.
Right.
It's never been officially localized outside Japan, except for a Russian release on PC in 2008, of all things. Despite being one of the top 10 highest-selling Saturn games in Japan with an estimated 500,000 copies sold.
That's crazy.
It is still it's still not been localized in the United States. Besides, really the only games that released is So Long My Love, and then the latest one, Sakura Wars, Shin Sakura Wars.
Right.
Yeah, there have only been 2 officially localized Sakura Wars games, and Sakura Wars 2 is not one of them. But Bull of Lentils and his team are going to change that with their translation patch. The first Sakura Wars game I ever played was the first one on the Saturn when they put out their translation patch for it back in 2019. I think I played it in 2020. Early 2020, and I loved it. It's still one of my favorite Saturn games. They did an amazing job with that patch. Sega did an amazing job making the game. I think it's super fun and cool and charming. And somehow, despite having not played the game back in 1996, the music still feels nostalgic and homey.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I don't know how it accomplishes that, but the composer he pulled it off. I think his name is
so good.
Shiro Ojoy. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the composer.
Yeah.
Ijuri. Yeah, thank you. He did an awesome job with all these games.
The music is one of the best things. I mean, there's a lot of good things about the game, but the music is phenomenal. So, like whenever there's a game that has a really good soundtrack, that just enhances your enjoyment of it so much, you know.
Definitely. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the sequel finally getting a translation patch. Hopefully next year.
Definitely,
we'll see. They got a lot of things left to do, but they also have, from the sounds of this update, they pretty much have the whole game translated. I'm sure they'll do some more editing passes, but it's pretty much done on that end of it now. They've got to get through some technical hurdles and some graphical hurdles. So
Hiroi.
Thank you, Oji Hiroi.
Yeah, that's right.
The composer. Thank you, Cerulean.
Click the like to help Pat's sniffles.
Yeah, the winter months mess my sinuses up so badly.
Yeah. Assault Suit Lenos 2 Saturn Tribute.
Yeah, now this is slightly more current news.
The
Sakura Wars 2 translation update was put out on Sunday. So, but Assault Suit Lenos 2, this announcement was just made yesterday by the publisher City Connection. They said that they're going to put out the Saturn Tribute version of Assault Suit Lenos 2 on April 25th next year.
Nice.
So
a little bit
there you go. We're about 4 months away. What's it, Pat?
That's a little bit after my birthday.
Okay. Slightly late birthday present for you then. Now, Here's the thing. Some sites like Gameatsu reported, oh, hey, this is coming out April 25th. And now maybe they got some kind of an English press release that told them that we don't get press releases from City Connection, unfortunately, here at Shiro. But just from judging by their website, they do have an official website that they've updated, and I linked to it in my story. The Japanese version of that site says that this game is coming out April 25th. But when you switch it to the English version, it just still says 2024. It doesn't give an exact date. So considering when they've done other English language releases, sometimes they've been delayed by weeks or months when they are like held up by possibly getting a physical release through like strictly limited games or something in English. I would not actually count on this coming out in English on April 25th. It might. Maybe it will. I'll be pleasantly surprised if it is, but it might not be. The website also, and they've got a little trailer there that they put out, a little sizzle reel that I've got embedded in the story. The site also reveals some new details besides the date. Apparently, only physical releases for Lenos 2 will be Japanese versions on the Switch and the PlayStation 5. It is planned to come out on the Xbox, the PC via Steam, and on the Switch and the PlayStation 4 digitally in both Japanese and English, but it doesn't look like they're planning on doing an English physical release as of right now. Maybe they'll do something through Strictly Limited like they did with like Cotton 2.
You only have to wait like a year after the game release to be able to play
it. Yeah, we'll maybe get that in 2025. Strictly Limited has to contend with a lot of supply chain issues, I'm sure.
Games, my favorite.
But just to kind of reiterate with this one, in case people have forgotten or hadn't heard, the fact that this is coming out in English at all is notable because Assault Loot Lenos 2 is originally entirely in Japanese and has a lot of Japanese text in it. But when City Connection announced that they were going to add Lenos 2 to their Saturn Tribute line of modern re-releases back in September, it said that it would localize the game into other languages. So I guess it seems like from screenshots they're going to have like an in emulator overlay over different text boxes to translate it into other languages instead of like hacking the original Saturn game. Because I mean, these are all Saturn ISOs. Running in a modified version of the SSF emulator.
Did they ever check the first Assault Suit Lenos and see if that's what happened with that one? We ever check? No one ever checked.
No, that? I didn't. No,
it's all good.
So I don't know about that, but yeah, this is the first time that City Connection will have localized one of their Saturn Tribute games into English. They've released 14 games now. This will be the 15th. This is the first time that they've actually gone to this effort. So, I would encourage everyone to support this release, even if it might have a little lag, and it probably will have a little lag because it's SSF and that emulator adds a little bit of lag. I'm sure it won't be as bad as like how Cotton 2 originally released. They did update that game eventually to have a little better lag. But I mean, we're actually getting a Saturn game that was originally a Japanese exclusive released, today on modern consoles and translated into English officially. I mean, how often does that happen? It doesn't happen ever. No, I think that's super cool. So yeah, I'm definitely getting this one.
Yeah, that's rad.
As far as the Japanese physical releases, if you do have to have this game physically and you don't want to wait to see if it comes out in English, there's going to be two flavors to it. There's going to be a standard edition, which does have a poster for a pre-order bonus. And then there'll be a special edition that comes with a soundtrack CD and like a fan book that's called Assault Suit Lenos 2 Unveiled Report. And there's also going to be a reversible cover using newly drawn illustrations. So there was some cool little bonuses.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I just kind of went into some background on Assault Suit Lenos and on City Connections stuff at the end of the story. So there you go. What do you guys think of this? Getting a date.
I'm excited to check it out. I'm really happy that these things are getting localized and are able to be put out in English. That
I hope they do this more.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of
Sakura Wars,
and it certainly makes Saturn games more accessible to more people. So I'm all for it, And I mean, not everybody can afford the real hardware or get a satiator, but I mean, this might be the way to go for some folks. I mean, and I imagine
Murder Crow says in chat, I do try to buy all of the Saturn related games on Xbox, and that is another good point is that this is coming out on Xbox, and I think they did finally put out some of their City Connection finally put out some of their games on Xbox recently after saying for a while they were going to. But not all of them do come out on Xbox, especially Japanese games in general are a little more rare on Xbox. So it's cool that they're planning to bring this out there as well. I personally play my Xbox Series X way more now than like my PlayStation 4. Our PlayStation 4 is just kind of collects dust these days, unfortunately. I didn't even get like a year-end review for the PlayStation 4 because they don't give you one if you don't play at least 10 hours during the year. So I apparently didn't. I don't even remember last time I turned it on. But I played the Xbox almost every day, you know, playing PSO2 or, you know, something else. Now I've got Sonic Origins. I have like Yakuza Ishin I've been trying to make my way through all year. So it's nice that this will be out there too. I'll have to decide if I want to get it on Xbox or Steam or what.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. No, I'm definitely gonna be playing on PC for sure. Well, actually, no. I think all those games I get on Switch actually, just because it's the closest thing I can get to like a Japanese console sort of thing.
Okay.
It's not like on Switch.
That's fair too.
I think the one we don't read an article about is that we didn't get a chance to is the Final Fantasy VII. Project that
Sorry, if I had more time and weren't so busy all week, I would have written about that too.
Don't worry, I'm as guilty. I'm as guilty as you are for that. I should have done that, but yeah, that was a pretty cool one. He remade at least up to like the first part of Final Fantasy, and
should be able to bring that up.
And he put out a video Saturn. Showing it off. Of course, it's not playable by anyone yet. Like, for context, Frogbowl is the person who also got Metal Gear Solid, like the first area of Metal Gear Solid, running on a Saturn earlier this year. And I think didn't they also do like Metal Gear Solid 2 on the Dreamcast or something?
I think so.
Yeah. So he's been kind of tinkering around, and having some fun with getting these PlayStation games running on Sega consoles. And now he's got a little bit of Final Fantasy VII on the Saturn.
I like it. I like the proof of concept. I know he doesn't want to go through and remake the entire game on it.
Yeah, that'd be a ton of work especially for one person. But it's still fun to see.
Yeah, in the battle, it does look like he's got the cinematics working. Then when it cuts to the battle, like the in-game graphics, it does look like it moves a little slow. Just between Cloud and like the enemies, like there's a lot of delay between, their different actions and stuff like that. But I imagine that just getting this to work as it is was not easy. So it looks cool.
Maybe if he really wanted to, he could work on optimizing it and it would run a little better. I mean, this is one hobbyist essentially doing this in his free time in probably a short amount of time, because he just did that Metal Gear Solid thing a few months ago.
Yeah,
so he maybe whip this up in a month or two.
I mean, that's I get the sense that that's what he lives for. Just like Memory Fallen. They do. Bo Bales, does reverse engineering of those games and like hacking them and trying to figure out like what are the things
on Saturn,
the Sonic Team games. With this, it's just like proof of concept, prove that it can be done, in Saturn's graphics, and just kind of like putting that out there as kind of like a what if hypothetical thing, and then on to the next challenge. Like Joe, Sega RPG fan, was saying, like he is always looking for challenges here and there. And it's more about solving the problem than it is about, necessarily, completing the entire game. That's not really the goal, so, but I mean, I guess, it's one of those things where I don't know if he's willing to share code with somebody who would want to do it. But it's definitely kind of cracking the ice in terms of like showing that it could be done,
Yeah,
definitely. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Was there anything with Derek A-Team? Any news that we didn't cover before? I can't remember.
I think you got the registering 4K, so that's cool.
Ah, right. Yeah. Okay.
Derek found a hidden loading screen in Rainbow Cotton.
This is true.
It was like a Gravure model.
A Gravure model. Yeah, exactly.
That was interesting.
That's not really new. We don't want to get canceled.
It's an uncovered thing.
It is an uncovered.
Oh no, it's not uncovered. It's definitely uncovered. All right,
it's definitely uncovered.
Yeah. I love how he went to our Discord server asking, "Hey guys, I found this picture of some model hidden in Rainbow Cotton. Does anyone know who this is?" And within 60 seconds, Malenko was like, "That's blah blah blah." Like he knew it was, and it was.
Malenko
nailed it.
Malenko.
He has very specific. He's a man of many talents. Malenko is, and this is just one of his many areas of expertise. Is Sega or is Gravure models from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him. Yeah. She's done voice acting too. I Googled her for research purposes, innocent research purposes, obviously. And she the same year
Pudgy, you have to confirm that for us.
Yeah. Well, the same year that she did that Rainbow Cotton came out, she did voice acting for, I'm blanking on it now. It was like a movie or something, or a game. But yeah, so like she's done other stuff. She hasn't just I would look it up underwear model
on the browser here, but I can't because of what will come up.
I gotta find it now.
Yeah, you look up Yuka Sirena. SIRE.
Do you remember her name? See, I was blanking on her name. Okay,
Yuka actress,
and then
voice actor.
She went by Sirena as well. SIRENA. In some of so if you type those two, you'll get it. Or in gravure. Dan's looking this up. Where's Pudgy? She needs to be like looking over your shoulder right now.
She's over on the couch. She's watching.
Yeah. No.
Oh, me.
She's gonna be in your history now.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't care.
It's a joke.
What's Google gonna do?
Right.
But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that's happened this week.
I'm not sure.
The world of Saturn.
We're looking at what was it? We're looking into
I think we were about to close off the list for the.
You want to talk about the top 10?
Okabe Hiroko. Okabe Hiroko is her name. OKABE Hiroko. HIROKO.
Thanks. Now it's in your search history too.
Hey, I got no beef. There's nobody yelling at me for my search history.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going through all the stuff she's done.
Gex videos. See, Frog Bows.
I love me some Gex videos.
Damn, what was it that I found? It was something like interesting.
I'm just reading the comments right now.
Okay.
I go to Dex Hub every day.
Dex Hub. Mostly Cinepack with Sega Graphics Library. Frog Bowl saying to do the Final Fantasy.
That's really cool.
Oh, okay. Frog Bowl's in chat.
The meltdown.
So yeah,
Classic.
You can buy a shirt while you sit here watching us.
I'm wearing one of the new designs.
That's right. You're wearing the creamy 3D graphics, right?
Yeah, this was
right here.
I got this for Bunny.
Classic podcast.
But I'm wearing it today. I stole Bunny's hoodie, so go ahead and check this out. There is a link under the video to Teespring. You can get one for yourself. It is super, super cool.
This is correct.
Nick Pandemonium greatly appreciates the creamy 3D graphics reference.
Right.
I know that much.
There's Patent Dave. Thanks to AM25. That was an awesome one.
Awesome design.
You've got the Saturn PCB on green. I have that one. I love that shirt.
She showed off the Shiro Knight one.
Shiro Knight. Yep. Let's see here. There we go. Shiro Knight. You got Shiro Knight, which is kind of like your street racing midnight club kind of thing, right? I don't know what the reference was there. Oh yeah, and it's on Midnight Club. It's available on white as well, with the shiny letters. There's also Panzer Dragoon, which I think Dan got. Yeah.
Yes, I got the Panzer Dragoon T-shirt. That one's super cool. I got it was a long sleeve T-shirt that I got, so I wore that on the show a couple weeks ago. If you want to check that out, go to our previous episodes.
There's also Sega Rally here somewhere. What I don't like about the Teespring site is how it's organized. It's all random. Anyway, there's Sega Rally shirt. I have that one. I like that one a lot. But yeah,
There's a lot of cool shirts.
Definitely, if you would like to support us, like a $2 donation, buy some merch. Basically, everything's marked up $2, so you basically donate $2 and you get a shirt.
You can do Patreon. You get some good benefits. Get shout out at the end of the show.
Definitely do Patreon. Under our website here, you've got the podcast shows, Mainline, Editor's Corner, Interview Archive, and weekly live shows. You got videos, basically a bunch of links for you here, game streams, Saturn TV spots, articles. Community, of course, is the biggest part I like to push of our website. It's all stuff driven by you guys in the community. Resource directory by Saturn Memories. Translations by Private Eye. You got the online play headed up by Sega RPG fan, of course, and then Death Scythe doing the Saturn and pop culture. Hopefully, we hope to add more categories as new folks come up and suggest things they want to manage. In terms of resources, we have a magazine still available. Somebody actually just bought like our second to last A stock magazine, so there's only two of those left. Yeah, the Dreamcast junkyard just shouted out the mag, and then somebody bought it.
Nice.
And then we have several of the B stock left, but even those are disappearing, and when they're gone, they're gone. Where did I go with that? I don't know. Okay, so what else?
The netlink adapters. The
netlink adapters.
We're almost ready for that.
We're almost ready. We'll be announcing that in the new year. I think we'll make a big to-do of it, but we'll be announcing
you know
that.
What she did do? She dubbed the Japanese version of Ice Age: The Meltdown in 2006.
Oh, okay, yeah. Somebody mentioned that in the comments.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been on a ton of TV dramas too throughout the 2000s. I think probably once she kind of retired from doing the modeling thing, she went to like acting in TV dramas and stuff. So yeah, she's been an actor now for a good 20 years. So good for Hiroko-chan.
Yeah, I got a copy of the mag to David Warhol. Okay. I chatted with him and he gave me the address and I sent him a copy. I haven't heard from him since, but I did.
Maybe he hated it.
I was sure. Yeah, maybe not, but I was sure to send him one for sure. Join our Discord. There's a link right here on our website, or there should be a link in the YouTube video. We would love to have
somewhere.
If you guys are watching this, you probably already a member, but if you're not, definitely become a member of our Discord. We would love to have you. Lots of great conversation.
We chat with us. You can add us and we'll respond. Follow Frog Bowl as well for some reason.
Well, Frogbill does, we could shout out that Frogbill does have his own Patreon where he, I think, is giving extra details about
awesome.
These different cool
details.
Yeah, these cool kind of prototypes he's making for the Saturn of getting other PlayStation games on there. So yeah, he's got a little Patreon.
Speaking of Patreon, I should probably pull up our Patreon subscribers.
Yes, I got it right here.
Subscribers.
Right here.
Sure.
Cool. Paul Bort, shout out. He just became a new member, so thank you.
Did he? A Murder of Crows. Wait, Paul Bort? Oh, he just resubscribed, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Shouts to Paul Bort, who's been literally following us since the dawn of this podcast. I think he was the very first person to ever buy a piece of merch. So shouts.
Nice.
Shout-outs.
A Murder of Crows, Blue Moon 95, Brock the Archivist, Casual Seth, Cerulean, Chris Piper, aka Pipe Dreams Games. I think Radical Reggie just did a video on his stuff. Highly recommend.
Nice.
Great stuff.
Shout out 56 people in the chat. Thank you very much for watching us.
Chris, 1997 XX.
Just 58 for me.
Daniel Fredrickson, David Zaney, who I believe is in here with us in the he's in the YouTube chat. Derek Pascarella A-Team, Emerald Nova.
I like how we get more as we're leaving. We're heading out.
Say what?
Yeah,
we get more people.
What's going on?
Fat drunk friend Otaku. Gem Clasher Rank. No, I actually do need to go. It is the holidays, so I can't run as long as we normally do.
Please rewind this stream and watch from the show. We had some good discussion.
Shouts to Gem Clasher Rank, Ian Keg, Johannes Fetz, aka Joe Engine, Mr. Joe Engine, Justin,
Mr. Joe Mama,
Momphis, Michael Sabag, Nate Lawrence, Normal Guy, Nutrageous, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinked, Sega Steve, Shadow Mask, Stone Man, Tanuki Trev, What Is This, and Young Money Sui.
So
you all have supported us at the $10 up all access Patreon level, and we really, really appreciate your financial support, allowing us to do all sorts of cool stuff. And and for everybody else who supports us at any level, we're really thankful to you too as well.
Thank you. You save our butts. You allow us to do this crazy stuff.
Come join our insider chat where you can get early access to all the videos and stuff like that.
Get it up.
And your name will also be in the credits as well as we wrap this thing up. Anything else anybody want to say before we ski down?
Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy
Boxing
holidays to our Canadian friends.
That's
we'll
right.
Probably do a show before New Year's, so we'll probably do a New Year's show probably. I don't know.
We will.
This is the Christmas one.
So Dan, you're working on, or tentatively working on, a year wrap up, right? Year in review, best articles.
Yeah, last year we did a top 10 biggest stories for the Saturn that year, and I figured we'd do another one this year. So
great idea.
I did send you a list on our little private channel in Discord of 21, I think, different stories that I picked out as being kind of the bigger stories for the Saturn this year. And
we want to go with 10?
Let's whittle it down to 10, and I'll do a little write-up on it for next week.
Sounds great.
David,
if anybody has any ideas in chat, by all means, what do you want to see in a top 10 biggest Saturn games or biggest Saturn stories of the year? What do you think were the biggest ones? You can say in chat, or you can go on Discord and let us know what you think in the Saturn channel.
Yeah, let's hear what you got to say. Let's see what we get here.
Absolutely. Peace on Earth. Slow coin.
Yeah, so it should be good.
Where are we with the online tournament, Pat? Do you know?
Still waiting on my ass to fight Moose Track. I've been so busy with stuff, I literally have not had time to
Are
myself.
you the finals? Is this for the whole?
He's in the wild card, I think.
No, I'm in the semifinals. I have to fight.
Okay.
I have to fight Moose Track. Then one of us will go fight. What's his name, and lose. So we're just fighting for second right now.
What's his name and lose? You're talking about Rasputin. Rasputin, who is a monster. He's an animal. I actually did not mean to put. I didn't mean to put you on blast like that, Pat. But I figured you knew.
Honestly, it was me. Yeah.
So Pat's the one holding it up. Virtual online NetLink tournament. One of hopefully many more to come. Maybe we'll do like an annual thing where next year we have another virtual on tournament, so folks can have a comeback. They can have an arc. You know,
I have a good online setup. I want to play on virtual.
Oh man!
But I haven't been able to get the setup yet.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? You're a Patreon supporter. Put your name on the list. Well, I'll put you up to the top of the list because you're like. Heck
collusion.
Yeah. No, yeah, but no, we.
I think he's given us more money. So
right. But full disclosure, we haven't filled the list yet. The interest list which has been open to patron supporters, we're at like 14 people out of 20. So put your name on the list and
And that's to get a full NetLink set.
Yeah, that's to get the
modem.
Yeah, that's
modified with the line modem.
I have the NetLink, and I have the Japanese modem.
Okay.
I don't have the DreamPie or the line modem, and I wanted to get that set up.
Okay, fine. We will just send you. So Night of Dragon has extras. He has extra live modems, and they're already modified for line voltage. So we could just send you one of those, and you could just use it with a PC. You have a laptop or a PC that you could use. Don't forget about the DreamPie. You could just use a laptop with the script, and it's just as easy, arguably. So you don't need the Dream. Huh?
If not easier,
because you can actually see the console, so you know what it's doing. That's the one thing I love about using a PC. With the DreamPie, you're just kind of trusting that it all works. But with the console open, you can see what it's doing. So we will hook you up with that live modem case because I want to get you on for sure. Having these, I want to play K. What is it? Shadows of the Tusk. I think that would be rad because I think that game would be up his alley. And he loves magic, magic cards and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's kind of up in that vein, right, Pat?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All right, cool. Stellar Assault is so next level. Best translation was Stellar Assault SS. I would have to agree that it's definitely one of the best. And
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Much love.
Kind words.
Yeah, so everyone in the community, thank you for joining us. It's been SaturnDave, Danthrax, and TraynoCo, reminding you that you must play your Sega Saturn. Give it some love this holiday season. Don't just play modern games. Play some Sega Saturn. Play Christmas nights.
It's this time of year.
Play Father Christmas in honor of Pat.
Don't play Father Christmas. Throw that in the trash.
But play Shingen Yuki. Sagata Sanshiro Shingen Yuki. It's a much better game.
And those listen have Merry Christmas. They'll be releasing Christmas Day. Yeah. So Merry Christmas to y'all.
Go listen to the Dreamcast Junkyard's pod that they put out with Pat on as guest. That was a lot of fun. Great listen.
It was a lot of fun.
And I think you guys will love it. So if you haven't listened to that, cue that up. Yep.
Can you guys do I don't know how you'd figure this out, but open to any of the subscribers, viewers, whatever. You figure out how it happens. I have a key for Nights into Dreams on Steam to give away for Christmas. So it's not much, but
like a little Christmas raffle, maybe.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Whatever you guys want to figure out, and then just tell me, and I will send them the key.
Nice. I like it. Okay, cool.
We'll figure something out.
Maybe we could do it. So let's do this. Everybody who's listening right now, all 54 of you, go through our site and decide and pitch us one of the articles that you'd like us to talk about. What do you think about that, Dan?
What you think is the top 10?
What you think is the top 10
biggest stories?
And whichever one we go with, or whichever one we put at the very top. What do you think?
Yeah,
I'm spitballing here.
Send an email to contact@SegaSaturnShiro.com.
Well, yeah, I would say maybe just like if you submit what your opinion is of one of the
we'll
biggest
throw your name in a hat.
Then we'll throw a name in a hat, right? And then we'll
do like a random raffle.
It doesn't have to be the top story,
right?
But yeah, it'll be a raffle.
Right. So if as long as you give us some feedback on what you would like us to talk about in a end of year review, best articles of the year, then we'll go ahead and throw your name in a hat. And thanks to our donor Kay over here, who already supports us fine, has given a free, what was it, Nights into Dreams or Christmas Nights was the whole thing, right, on Steam?
Yeah, it comes with Christmas Nights in it.
All right, cool. So, nice.
I can't seem to pin my own comment. What is with that?
Yeah, it's like I can't pin anything.
You're not admin. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
You hated on Father Christmas, and he is smiting.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Somebody
an
copy paste that email in the chat, and I can pin it. Because I can't pin my own post.
To contact@SegaSaturnShiro.com.
I have a question. Yeah. I do have a question before we end the show.
Top stories of 2023 in the subject line. So we know.
Or just put Patrick likes nothing good.
So I want to know, I would love our community. Maybe I'll do a poll or something like that for this, but I'm interested in hearing from the community games, specifically Saturn games, but it doesn't matter if it, as long as it's like Sega or in the vein of what we do. What games do you love to play at Christmas time? Like kind of traditionally that are not Christmas games? Cause like I said, I got real deep into Road Rash this year on the Saturn. I know some like, Pat was saying, his favorite Christmas movie is Batman Returns, and mine is Die Hard, which I just watched last night. I'm curious if in the same vein, if other folks like enjoy playing certain non-Christmas games at Christmas time. Enemy Zero is one of David Zaney. Enemy Zero is one of those for me because I got Enemy Zero as a Christmas present, Christmas of '97.
What's another option? Road Rash.
Blue Stinger is William George Brown's Christmas game. I love that. Sonic Adventure, Die Hard, obviously. But which one? Die Hard Arcade or Die Hard Trilogy?
Die Hard Arcade, because we only play good games in this channel.
For me, it's definitely going to be, that's funny. But Shenmue, I would accept Shenmue. It's not like a de facto Christmas game, but it definitely is got Christmas vibes for sure. But anyway.
We're seeing Die Hard Arcade. Enemy Zero's creeping up, though. but I think Die Hard Arcade's winning right now, but it might lose. I can't see the full results yet. Oh, 69% Die Hard Arcade. Nice percent.
Nice.
A lot of Die Hard Arcade. 69, 71, 73. Drop it down to 69, guys.
Die Hard
Arcade at 69%.
69. I think we've overstayed our welcome here. I love the hat, Dan. Though, are the lights still on?
They're not on. They're just like
they were on before.
No, they're not wired. They're just plain plastic.
Oh,
lights.
okay. I thought they were blinking before. I thought they were blinking when you first put it on. That was
just blinking in the lights around me as I moved my head around, probably.
Okay.
It's like we had a lot of Die Hard Arcade, so respect.
They were blinking? Oh, you're right. I didn't see because it was on my head. I don't know why. How do I make it blink?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there a way? Do they just not do it anywhere? Did they break?
Maybe they had
I found a thing inside.
There was a little there was very limited battery life on that.
Yeah, maybe.
It was powered by your brain power, Dan.
So we're gonna wrap, and
the battery died. That's all it could take.
That's what it was good for.
1 hour long show.
Like a tiny little button cell.
Hour and a half. Yeah.
That's the Dreamcast The Dreamcast battery is better than that.
Yeah.
The VMU batteries. All right. Well, until next time, we're reminding you to play your Sega Saturns, and we'll catch you later. Happy holidays.
Later.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
SaturnDave シロ